すべての存在は滅びるようにデザインされている。生と死を繰り返す螺旋に私たちは囚われ続けている。
The Square Enix published game that's developed by Platinum may not be a game for everyone, and at first glance might get passed over due to multiple AAA releases, including the Nintendo Switch. But its combat, RPG elements, and a nice open world to explore has something for everyone. So, is this well-diversified game, Nier Automata, worth our hard-earned cash? Let's find out. The initial impressions of the extremely bland color variations were a little disheartening. Dark browns to light browns to a brown with a red hue, to more browns and a little green thrown in. But even though the colors in the game look like the morning after a crazy night at the bar, doesn't truly hinder the grand scope of the presentation of the game. In fact, after soaking in all the other aspects like the musical stylings of Kiichi Okabe pull you into this post-apocalyptic world, or even the light banter between the straightforward, almost cold-hearted main protagonist, 2B, and her fellow companion 9S. The amount of detail in these aspects, from sound to special effects of combat, are done in such a detail makes overall presentation fantastic. The UI and menus are simple, and they have a mechanical look to them which contributes to the look and feel of the game. The only problem I had with the game visually is the frame rate would drop to about 40 FPS in the larger fights. It never caused me to mistime a dodge or my untimely death, but it must be mentioned. Nier Automata is a wonderful mix of genres. You gain experience to level up, that increases your primary stats like health and base attack and defense. You don't get skill points to distribute among these stats, but Nier allows you to increase specific attributes via plug-in chips. Stats like movement speed up by a percentage, health increase, and attack damage. It's an interesting game mechanic that makes casual players feel powerful, and the min-maxers the choice to completely design their character to a specific playstyle. To further the depth of gameplay, you can equip 2 out of the 4 weapon types at one time. Depending on the weapon types you have equipped determines your combos. For instance, equipping a spear to your first slot allows quick and precise pokes. Add the Lara sword to your second slot and you get a quick combo initiation that ends with an AoE attack, along with knockback and big damage. You're also given a range attack option for your mechanical pod, hovering behind you, which can also unleash a powerful attack after charging up. But with all this said, this is a Platinum game, so expect easy to use but complex action that also has you looking badass as you do so. After some practice, all this will be executed simultaneously, which makes combat fun and rewarding as you explore this open world, pushing yourself to clear enemies faster and faster. Which leads me to questing, that would normally be monotonous in a typical open world RPG. Sub-quests are normally kill that, collect this type of quest, but the action in the game makes it much easier to swallow. However, Platinum does add some unique quests like racing a machine, which helps you learn how to traverse the world quickly, and sparring another robot to help him get stronger, just to name a few. The open world design fits the direction of the game. Exploring a ruined city, to vast deserts, to theme parks, they all have distinct moods to them. They even start changing the camera from third person to top down and even side scrolling to make traversing them interesting. They go as far as adding little gameplay quirks like board drifting. As ridiculous as it sounds, is a lot of fun. Even though Platinum's added tons of character to the gameplay, $60 still needs to get you extended play, and Nier Automata has you covered in its own unique way. To avoid spoilers, Earth is invaded by aliens. Humans are then forced to evacuate to the moon. The game picks up after these events and you play as an android named 2B and is accompanied by a scout-type android named 9S, and together you battle machines left by the aliens to retake Earth. The story is where Nier is unique. You play a main story for about 8 to 12 hours, and just when you're assuming the game's at end, nope, you're giving another 6 to 8 hours of story and gameplay. This is what we like to call Replay Game Plus. It's another quirk Nier offers. The story is rather interesting to say the least, which is well delivered. Voice acting is well done and Platinum does a good job portraying emotion even though its characters are, well, androids. Now the story can be complex, even confusing at times, and I realized during my playthrough some side quests gave story through them. For the completionists out there, this is okay, but for those people who don't do all the quests, we'll be left with unanswered questions.
止血シェルと論理ウイルスワクチン。それと。
非推奨当該 9S のバイタル低下はこの場での応急
うる
処置程度
さい。
が止めること
いいから出して。
Nier Automata sets out to give you a unique and quirky experience that does a lot of things well, but it's not without its flaws. The graphics, music, and sound effects are so well polished it helps neglect the fact that the game drops in frames so often. Though the choice of bland color palette used in the game can feel odd at first, but it grows on you as you progress through the story. Action in this game is the best I've seen in a while. Simple to play, and complexity is there for ones who choose. RPG elements can be a little basic for some, but the plug-in system is a nice touch. Subquests can be monotonous, and in-game map system can be a little hard to navigate. The eccentric story is great and well-paced. It can be confusing to some, and they lock some story behind some side quests, so beware. With all this said, Nier Automata gets the Square Gamers seal of approval. Any fans of the action and RPG game genre must experience this game. I hope you guys enjoyed our review, and make sure you keep it locked to the Square Gamers for all your video game needs.